What's up, guys? I posted a picture to Instagram the other day of some of the food I bought from Clark's Nutrition out here in Loma Linda. And it included a bunch of grass-fed beef, some grass-fed marrow bones, some grass-fed liver, and some uncured bacon, some sausage, and some kefir, and some pasture butter, and some pasture eggs. And it's funny how people react to this kind of stuff because they immediately want to know what I'm doing. But one of the most memorable comments on there was this guy who said, "What did you spend $100 just on that?" And my response to that was, gladly. I would gladly spend money on good food. I would gladly spend money on food that I know is going to help me perform well, that is going to keep my gut health in check, that is going to make me healthier, and that is going to help me to get to my goals. And then the other part of it is, what the hell else am I going to spend my money on? You see me rolling around in a Mercedes? You see me rolling around in some fancy car? You see me putting on some fancy shoes? I don't need any of that. What I do need is a healthy body. What I do need is a healthy mind so that I can do my job, spend more time on this earth, and be representative of the ideas that I put out there. And this goes back to a larger point. There's a lot of you out there who really, really want this, who really, really want to be the best that you can be. And I'm not saying that you have to spend tons of money on food. There's a lot of affordable ways to eat healthy. What I am saying is that if you're looking at somebody like me and then criticizing me for the amount of money I'm spending on my food, while going out and either partying or spending money on shoes or clothes or shit that's gonna rot anyways, then your priorities are screwed up. I know what I want out of life. I know exactly what I want out of life. I know exactly where I'm going. But to sit there and say that you have goals, that you have a desire to do something, and then to criticize somebody else for what they're eating, there's a huge problem there. I don't sit here and criticize people who don't eat organic. I think, by and large, that people should eat what they want to eat. People should live the lives they want to eat. You want to go smoke cigarettes? You smoke cigarettes. You want to drink? You go ahead and drink. You want to do drugs? Go out there and do as many drugs as you want to. I've been there and I've done that. But if you want something out of this life, if you want to go somewhere, you have to understand that there's things you have to sacrifice. There's money you have to sacrifice. There's money you have to invest, right? Nothing in this life is free. If you want to have a business, you need to put money into it. If you want an education, you need to spend money on books. If you want to continue learning, you need to spend money on books. And for me, I've been dirt poor, so poor that I couldn't afford a cup of coffee. And when I decided that I was going to sacrifice the quality of the food I ate, I got deathly sick because of an autoimmune disease. My health went way downhill. I was losing pints of blood a day through my fucking rectum. You know how that feels? Losing pints of blood a day through your rectum. And I'm sorry to get graphic with you guys, but you have to understand this. Because I decided I was going to live off protein bars and oatmeal and a bunch of shit that wasn't going to help me out one way or the other. Protein bars, peanut butter, oatmeal, and some of the cheapest tilapia I could find, and pre-made hamburgers and rotisserie chickens that I got for $3 across the street from Winco when I was at Metroflex. And I paid the price for that. And it was through self-experimentation once I was able to get money. It was through learning and through self-experimentation, through hypothesis forming, and testing foods out on myself that I learned what worked for me. You notice that I'm not giving any of you any specific diet advice lately, because one thing, and I think I've made this mistake in the past, is that there should be no dogmas. For any of us to get up here and say that we know what's best for you, that's garbage, right? I can't sit up here and say that you should eat organic meat. I can't sit up here and say you need to eat pasture eggs, right? If I were a vegan, if I were to sit here and say you're immoral unless you're a vegan, that would be a piece of shit garbage perspective to take, because I don't know you. I don't know your specific blood code. I don't know your specific line of genetics. I don't know anything about you. You see these macro counters out there now, and I get people all the time, new clients all the time, who are trying out these mass macro counters, and they're not getting anywhere with it. And some of them are getting sick, you know, because some of these macro counters are prescribing, 400, 500 grams of carbohydrates for people, raising their inflammation levels. And those macro counters have no idea what these people's genetic codes are. They're sending them on a path towards sickness and diabetes. Now, again, that's not to say that you shouldn't eat 400 to 500 grams of carbohydrates. That's to say that before you make a decision like that, you need to put the obvious research in order to learn a little bit about yourself, learn a little bit about your genetic line. You probably want to go and get a hemoglobin A1C test to understand how close you are to being pre-diabetic after a while of doing a diet like that, right? The more you know about yourself, the more you will succeed. The less you know about yourself, the less you will succeed, and the more you will be driven towards sickness, toward failure, and that goes for whether you're in health and fitness or any aspect of life. My advice for all of you is this: stop seeking easy answers. There are no easy answers to any of this. I have been lifting since I've been 12 years old. I've been trying to get strong since I've been 12 years old. And yes, I have a good degree of strength, and I've had some success putting on muscle and burning fat. But at the end of the day, I'm not anywhere near what you would see on a lot of people. And so for those of you who are having a hard time with this, I don't have any easy answers for you. The only answer I have is for you to work and learn. Those are the solutions I provide. I don't provide easy answers, I provide knowledge. I don't provide quick solutions, I provide philosophies and pathways. My philosophy is work, my pathway is experimentation. So, at the end of the day, whether you're going with me or anyone else, if you are ever to work with me, if you are ever to work with me in any capacity, whether it be through one of my group trainings, my online group trainings, or through me personally as a one-on-one coach, I suggest you do not ever sign up with me if you're not willing to have a lot of things questioned, and if you're not willing to put the work in to learn about yourself. Get out there, read, learn, and work. That's it. There's nothing else. And when you stop working, when you stop reading, when you have all the answers, it's the end of the game. This whole industry is still in its infancy. Everything we know about nutrition, everything we know about muscle building, everything we know about the human body is still in its infancy. All the science out there that Lane Norton could throw up from the depths of his dissertation is still in its infancy. That means that he has no idea of who you are as much as I don't have any idea who you are, right? And I'm not criticizing Lane. I think he's a great guy. I'm just saying that none of us know who you are personally. And without you putting the work in, you are not going to get anywhere. That's that. I've already talked too much. Peace.